Jay's a Thunder fan, so how do you feel about Russell?
Look, man, I love Russ. I love everything about him. I love the idea of Russ. The issue I have
that's a good way to put
Russ,
it. The idea of Russell Westbrook.
I love a player that's gonna work his ass off so much that you ain't got to worry about if he's gonna put in effort. That's the thing that he brought to every locker room he went to. And he brought a whole bunch of bricks. Shooting a lot more than I wanted.
Thank you. And that's it. And I don't have anything against Russell Westbrook as a person, but I think people like the idea of a point guard who just run through a wall for you and play 100%, and there's value in that. But for me, it's like I always say this: like watching Russell Westbrook play is like watching a bird fly into a window. It's just like it's like mind blowing to watch, and he's really frustrating.
It's like, look, Hummingbird, I understand you see the food there. Can you go down a little bit and you will enter to get said food? No, you're trying to fly from the top all the time. Why are you trying to fly from the top?
Be tactical. Recognize your surroundings. Okay, see what's in front of you.
Awareness, situational awareness, and for Russ, I mean. Hell, the show, The Dime. He drops dimes, and he does a very good job of getting people in spots and putting the ball where they like it so they can score. Yeah. The problem you run into is with him, I don't know what it is in game. I think it has to be something with the way people defend him to where he does, because, of course, you can watch him in pickup, and he hits his cotton shot nonstop. He's hitting threes like crazy, but in game, the way people defend him, nothing ever falls. And so again, it's like that bird trying to come from the top to get in the bird food. He can just go down like this and it's right there. He won't do it. Nah. So I like the 99.9 miles per hour that he goes. Scale that back to about 75 in half the game, then accelerate. He won't hit the brake or decelerate whatsoever, right? Yeah. He never slows down. So I love the idea of him, but I do not like the execution of him.
I'll say this. This is a compliment. It's going to sound like a little bit of a backhanded compliment, but I do mean this in a good way. He has the lowest floor, but the highest, like the discrepancy of his floor and ceiling is like the biggest gap of almost anyone who I've ever watched. I mean, his floor is low for me. It's like, but his ceiling.
I don't think he has a floor. I think it's like it goes to the core.
Yeah, but his ceiling is like, I don't know, MVP of the league. So it's like
exactly. That's why I get the frustration of any Russ fan that also is an apologist. I get their frustration because that's the thing. His ceiling is MVP, and we've seen it, and we've seen him carry teams. The problem is that he always thinks he has to carry the team.
Yeah, it's like whatever opinion you have of Russell Westbrook, you're probably correct in some way.
Yes. I can't argue any of them. Exactly.
You're right. You make a good point. No matter what.
I was going to say, did his Lakers tenure just ruin his reputation?
I think his reputation was kind of ruined before that. I'm not going to lie, but you think it absolutely shattered it? What do you?
I don't think so. I don't think so, because when he was on the Wizards, he took him to the playoffs.
That's true.
He took him to the playoffs, playing balls to the wall, and it wasn't as spotlighted as it was when he played on the Lakers. I felt like every mistake, every crazy Russ thing that would happen was put on the Summer Jam screen. Yeah. Every single game.
See, I would argue, for me personally, where Russell Westbrook's reputation started really taking a hit was when they lost to the Jazz, when Ricky Rubio embarrassed him in the playoffs. And also, I'm not going to lie, a lot of people don't talk about this. Dame absolutely embarrassed him. Like, absolutely embarrassed him in that series when the Blazers won in 5. I know everyone thinks about the shot, he hit over PG.
Yep.
But Russ talks a lot, man. And Russ talked a lot to Dame, not only in the playoffs, but during the regular season as well. He's always gone at Dame and always trash talk Dame. And Dame was just a better player in that series. And I think, you have I think they were back-to-back. You have back-to-back series like that in 2 consecutive years. It's like,
it was back-to-back.
With the expectations the Thunder had, because when they traded for Melo and PG, like there were expectations like, this team can go to the finals. And then you had 2 straight years where you lose in the first round in embarrassing fashion too, against a Jazz team that you should have beat, and against a Blazer team that, they made the Western Conference Finals that year, but they weren't like on anyone's radar to win the West or be competitive in the West. I think that's what really started I wouldn't say opening people's eyes, but kind of just be like, all right, there's a ceiling to this. Like, Russ is great individually, but there's a ceiling to where he could take you as the number one.
And you're perfectly spot on with that, because that's when Presti also recognized it, and that's when he got sent to Houston, right? And Houston, to me, is where his reputation went into the shitter. That's when things just went really bad for him.
You think
right?
so?
The COVID season, yeah, I think that's when because when you saw him and Harden get back together, you really start to see that. Oh yeah,
I thought he played okay in Houston. From the
I thought he played very much okay too.
Yeah,
but at the same time, you recognize that you had one dude that was playing balls to the wall, and the other one not really wanting to play.